Okay, y'all. So right now I'm at Lindbergh Station because I got on the wrong train and it ended up taking me northbound instead of southbound. One thing that God said something about they were controlling me with some martyr stuff or whatever. Like I'm used to being able to move around a lot quicker. You know what I'm saying? Like I done been followed and everything with this single tracking bullshit. I done been followed, you know, a lot of shit. And then to see the Mexicans and the Caucasians walking around, and I know they in the Ku Klux Klan already, and I know that these black people already know that they Klansmen, and we walking amongst them. So why y'all didn't say nothing? Why y'all steady trying to act like y'all unified with these motherfuckers? They Klansmen. Ain't no fucking Hispanic or white person in this country that's not a fucking Klansman or that don't have them in their family and been brought up around the shit. So anyway, I found the part where I was talking about my mother. Let me tell you what my mother told me about suicide. My mother told me, she said, I got a black man watching me from across the platform and it's very distracting to me. I'm ready to fucking move. But let me tell you what my mother told me. Matter of fact, I ain't gonna fucking move because I don't like people staring me in my fucking face. I don't like that shit. But anyway, so my mother told me, she said, when I was a little girl, my mama, I think, I don't know if we was watching a movie where there was enemies terrorizing a woman and her children. And they was from another nation and they were war victims, and there was war crimes that they were doing to these people. And my mother was like, there is no way that I could let them do that to me and my children. My mama said, now I will go in that room, and she said, I will kill myself before I let my enemies come up in my home and rape me and my kids and torture me and my kids. She was like, I can put myself out of my misery a lot sooner than to let these people come into my home and be raping and torturing me and my kids. That's what my mother taught me, from what her perspective was when I was a little girl. You know, and I never was suicidal, you know, like, yeah, my mother always tell me, you want to kill yourself? Here, let me give you the shit to do it. You know, so I've always had thick skin, and that's something that make a lot of people hate me, because as an African American woman, they want you all docile and they want to be able to beat your ass and rape you and do all that shit, and when they see you strong, then they want to tear you down. So I know when they was trying to murder me in the back of the jail that they was trying to frame it as a suicide. And I also know that they trying to do as much evil to me, keeping Melbourne from me, denying me medical care, hoping that I'll hurt myself. But like I said, if it got to go there to where if you feel like I will hurt myself, no, I will fight your ass until you have to kill me before I commit suicide. You know, me and my mother was just a little bit different. You know, I'd rather go ahead and fight your ass and let you kill me like that than today all in my fucking mouth. So they know who I am. So anyway, and don't be in my mouth, because you're not gonna stop me from saying what the fuck I need to say about these people. So like, honestly, I'm not. And that's what they doing, is psychological warfare, to where they trying to do so much to us that they hope we're gonna go somewhere and then kill ourselves. To stop the pain and abuse of what they doing. But I don't have any way to protect myself, but at some point I will, because black people, we always overcome our enemies, and whether you kill me or whether I fight your ass back, it is what it is. We enemies until you do right by me. And if you're not gonna tell the truth about my pregnancy and you're not gonna tell the truth about my case, then we just gonna have to be enemies. That's just what it is. And so I'm with child, and I remember what my mother said. My mother was like, I'll go in the room, and she was like, I'll kill myself before I let my enemies torture me and all that stuff. And my mother was a very strong woman, because it'll take a lot to have to kill yourself to keep people from torturing you, you know, too bad. But no, I'm not suicidal. As far as the hotel room, I'm going back to the motel room. As you guys can see, the man was not there. The man has not been inside of the motel room. you see, they'll start off treating me really nice and buying me food or try to take me out to dinner, and they'll always try to give me a gift or something like that to try to make it seem like they were nice men and they were trying to do something. And then it'll turn out around with them trying to ritually abuse me, sexually abuse me, and then try to set me up. I've had men try to set me up to be murdered. I had men try to set me up to get jumped. I've had men trying to set me up to be arrested. I've had men trying to set me up on the streets, and these are black men. That's why I say you got to watch out for these brotherhoods that these black men is claiming they want to be a part of. As our sons, you know, so they took my son from me, and they think they either gonna kill him, or they're gonna turn him homosexual, or they're gonna try to raise him up in this Freemasonry brotherhood. So this is why I need my baby boy. But I'm a victim. I'm a woman who doesn't have money, and you know, I don't have any family, I don't have any friends who is willing to fight the system with me. I'm pregnant and I need medical care, and I don't have any family that ever really gave a fuck about me. They never really cared. So for me, to see them snatch my little boy away, like I know there was a white man came to me and said that and two white women, and they said they was gonna do all the evil that they could to me to try to force me to serve Satan, to try to force me to serve the white man, to try to force me to bow down to the white man, and Satan is white. To try to force me to be a Satanist like everybody else in this country, who is not helping me and who know what's really going on, but they just sitting back watching because they Satanist. Basically, you know, black people been living in this country, and you look at Africa, yeah, it's a lot of Satanism going on there too, but it's a lot of people that have fought back in different parts of the world. You never hear white people really want to tell the stories about the times that black people fought back, because they don't want you to ever think that you will have the power to overcome anything that they do. They only want to tell you the stories about how they hung your ancestors and how they drug them down the street on the back of a car, and how they burned them, and how they shot up somebody. You know, they want to tell you about all the victories that they won over you and your people, and the bloodshed that they want to make the newer generation afraid to stand up to them. But I'm not afraid of them, because if you going to rape my little boy and give him to Cynthia and Joseph and let them molest my little boy and then let people rape me, then you could go on ahead and just kill me then, because I'm going to act a fool with you, and it's going to get worse. And that's the reason why I'm telling everything, so that when I say I've had enough and I fight back, then I know that I have that right, because I put the information out there, and I saw how many of my people tried to set me up, and I'm a heroine, you know, I'm a female hero, you know, for what I'm doing, and I will die, and that's okay with me, but I'm gonna put out the information first. Why these people is not opening up this fucking door for me? Excuse me, hold the fuck up. Hell no. Excuse me. Can you open this door for me, please?
Servicing this side.
Okay, but this train station actually brought me to the wrong train station. I knew they was single tracking, and I got on the wrong train. I'm 30 minutes late. Can you please open this door for me? Just this one time? Thank you. See, this sorry ass was gonna try to goddamn leave me, fucking bitch ass. That's what I'm talking about. Sorry ass. So they got everybody waiting on one side, you know, of the fucking platform, and we spending how much money they done raised. They doubled the price of what the buses cost. So the buses only cost $1.25. Now they $2.50 to ride the bus, and the service is getting worse and worse. And that's what's happening everywhere. And so now they're giving black people checks, and they're giving everybody money, and, you know, calling it stimulus checks. And I know the reason, I know why they shut the country down for real. It wasn't, well, no, they did shut it down because of COVID. I seen something about that. But they're using it as an opportunity to do things in the community that they shouldn't be doing. And then having on masks. But I'm able to identify most of the people that had me in their homes doing stuff to me. So now I gotta go back to this motel room, and I don't know what they're gonna try to pull while I'm in there. So I started to stay asleep, but I had played some praise and worship music, got up, took my shower, praise the Lord, getting myself together, because the evil that they doing the type of evil that want to keep you down. They doing the type of evil hoping that you don't shower, hoping you don't do your makeup, hoping you don't do your hair, hoping that you don't wear your little cute little outfit and go handle none of your business. They doing the type of evil that they hope you just gonna lay there and sit there until they figure out another plan to come down and try to do something to you. So that's why I gave the man information, because as y'all can see, he's not been at the room. He ain't been answering the phone. He said that he didn't want to be there and that I could stay. He bought the room for me. So now I'm going handling my business, and he's calling. And this is what he did yesterday, just to show y'all what he did yesterday. When I was finna go somewhere, I was getting ready to go somewhere, and he called me. And I told him, I was like, hey, you know, I need to go to the store because I didn't have the key. And so he was like, oh, I'll take you. Just wait on me. You'll have to wait till I get there. And I was like, okay. 2-3 hours later, he told me he'll be there in an hour and a half. 2-3 hours later, I called him and he started yelling at me, trying to like fighting words. And I was like, oh, hell nah, fuck that nigga. And I told him, I said, I'll report you because I know who I am. My name is Andrea Antoinette Jones. And I'm the black woman who they've been starving and trying to fight because I'm pregnant by a young white man. So when I hear a black man try to act bipolar and all of a sudden you try to act like you want to fight me for nothing, you staging altercations. Everybody knows that they've been staging altercations with me. So he's a tall, dark-skinned black male, and I would have to use a weapon on any man, period. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll be trying to charge me or trying to hurt me as bad as they can to try to kill the baby and destroy the evidence that's in my womb that I've been with child this long. And I know he probably thinking that he could continue to sexually abuse me. Another thing that he said was, oh, I'm supposed to bust your pussy all open and talk about my bitches know what it is. And I said to him, I said, first of all, I said, I ain't no bitch. I said, since you call me a bitch, I said, you a motherfucking bitch. That's what I told him. I said, you a bitch ass nigga. I said, I'm a queen. I said, I ain't your bitch. So that's where you fucked up right there. And y'all seen, you know, we out to dinner and all of that old kind of stuff. And yeah, I look good and I dress like Lil' Kim every now and then. But, you know, ain't no I'm your bitch. Ain't no you finna try to dog me out. No, ain't no none of that. And another thing with black men is that, you know, black men, it benefit them to see black women get abused. It benefit them to abuse us. Because then it just take away all the rights of the African American woman. So if he can advocate for himself, which is what we've been seeing black men doing over the years, is trying to run up and get up under white women and get up under white people. If they can advocate for themselves, then they don't have to stand up for the black woman, because then that give him the right to abuse the black woman when he know he's supposed to be treating the black woman right. And it make him feel like the oppressor. It make him feel like he got the upper hand, like the white man have had over him to do it to black women. And that's how I ended up with a white male and having a baby by a white male, was because black men tried to abuse me first, and I stopped dating black men. And when my baby daddy came around, like, I didn't want to date him either. I didn't want to date men, period, because I already didn't like some of the treatment of that white people and white men had done throughout my life. And so when, like, just as far as working and stuff like that, like in the workplace. And so when me and my baby daddy got together, like, I didn't really want to be with him. And but I was in this vulnerable position, and he started trying to disrespect me and mistreat me. And when he did that, you know, I told him, like, no, like, I'm not having sex with you. I don't want to be with you, you know. And he started forcing me to do it and hitting me. And everybody knew what was going on. And this is because they trying to make me feel like, because I'm African American, that I have to accept abuse from men. And I'm not finna do that. And another thing is, African American women tried to abuse me. White women tried to abuse me. Hispanic women, all these different nations of women tried to abuse me throughout my life. And then when you see black women trying to get people to stand up for us. It's ridiculous. It's like I'll spit on your whole campaign to try to fight for black women. You'll see them with these little dark-skinned girls talking about black girls rock, black girl magic, and that's witchcraft, because you're just looking out for yourself. You looking out for your skin tone. You jealous of the lighter ones, and all y'all trying to do is look out for y'all own skin tone and treat the rest of us like we not real black women. And that's not the cause that I got a black man turn around looking at me like, get the fuck out of my motherfucking face. But anyway, so my thing is that that's not the case. Black girls rock, black girl magic, all that is not of God. It's not of God, because God's children is a mixed multitude. I ain't no real black woman because my skin ain't dark. Ain't no, my child ain't a real little black boy because he's mixed with Caucasian. Like, we still a part of the black race, period. It don't matter. You're not a part of the white race. You can't go walk amongst a whole bunch of white people and have them call you Caucasian, so you colored, and it is what it is. But the black women abused me first. Black women was the first ones who started abusing me. Like my cousins, women in the neighborhood, my mother, my sisters, like family, aunts, people just abused me. Like, black women abused me, and the Lord told me that a lot of it was out of jealousy. That why they were doing it, and it made me spend a lot of time. It ran me to men at a very young age, and that was the whole point of why they was abusing me in the first place, because they were jealous of the attraction that they knew that the men would have to me, and I didn't even know anything about what looks and features really was. I was a virgin, being attacked by jealous women who was already sexually active and jealous, and so. Like, they wanted to push me into a vulnerable position to where I could not cherish my body and I couldn't cherish my virginity. And even now, they try to make it to where I can't cherish my body so that they can abuse me and try to make me feel like I'm less than because of the envy. I've been torn down so much. Like, I'm missing a whole fucking tooth. Like, I gotta show y'all this time. Like, my skin was covered in blackness. I done had black women rip out my hair. And even when you try to be nice to them, and I had a black woman, I was like, oh, I like your shoes, what kind of shoes are those? And she tried to get an attitude with me and be mean to me, like, oh, well, you're prettier than me, so what are you worried about what kind of shoes I got on for? Like, I'm looking over there at her, like, I never looked at it like I was prettier than none of these women. I always used to wish that I was dark skinned, because black men would consider you more like family. You can feel like you had more of a togetherness with your people if you had darker skin. I can't even describe the feeling of walking into a room and having a lighter brown skin tone and not being able to blend in with the mulatto, not being able to blend in with the dark black girl, and then having to fight amongst the other little caramel girls and everything because they abusing all of us. And so, because they sexually abusing all of us, and then they being jealous. So, a lot of the girls with my skin tone can be very, very catty and try to prove their worth, and people keep on trying to make them feel like they not worth anything. When a lot of times we be like some of the ones that they desire the most, like from all ethnicity, but nobody don't want to like wife us or anything and calling us mutts and everything, because you got to stand your ground with your women and you got to stand up for your women. And if you see people abusing your women, then you need to stop it. And black men don't want to step in and acknowledge that we are black women and stop the abuse towards women like me. So it started out with black women doing the abuse, and then it was black men, and then it was all other races of men. Like, at that point, when you have them all abusing you, then what the fuck is there, to really, what is there to really say at this point? So they were trying to make me, the black women, the reason why I brought up the point about the black women is because they knew that my white baby daddy was abusing me, And the black women was trying to teach me, Andrea, let the white man beat you in the house. Andrea, let the black men have sex with you and come bring you back AIDS and herpes and all of that. Don't even care about your body. They got medicine and treatment for whatever he'll come back and bring you. Like, Andrea, let the black man hit you upside your head and abuse your kids. Andrea, let these white people hit you and let them hit your kids and abuse y'all. And I was like, hell no. Like, my mother used to abuse me, and growing up sometimes I didn't understand, like, mommy, I didn't do anything and you're hitting on me, like, but part of me kind of feel like she was trying to prepare me for what I was gonna have to go through. Like, as a young black woman, you're gonna be abused. But my mother talked to me, and God, we made up in the spirit. So I'm not upset with my mother, because she was just doing what she was taught to do. And you see a lot of black women abuse their daughters, and it's really preparing them for what they got to go through in society, and that's really sad. They be like, oh, you ain't got no feelings, and hitting on them in the face and smacking them all in the face and all of that stuff. And then when you see what they're doing to black women in society, then they let you know they're preparing their daughters for what they're going to have to go through. I just had a whole white family sitting right there next to me on the train. And I'm not letting nobody silence me. You go ahead and kill me. If that's what you're going to do, then go ahead and do. Because I'm not going to be silenced because you got little white children and you took my little baby from me. So you go into the white women's house and they got a million reasons for CPS to come take them kids. But then you want to try to keep my baby from me and get him to some damn pedophile. Like, I done with that. And I told y'all my accent started coming out. But anyway, so that's why I got to get to myself to talk about these topics, because people act like they offended. And I'm like, you ain't offended for shit. Like, get the fuck out of my face. I swear for my God, you better get the fuck out of my motherfucking face. And that's how bad it's getting. And I would have been at these movements and all of that shit, but I was pregnant, and I'm glad that I did not go, because truth be told, they fake, they fraudulent. So black women had me in the back of the jail. Well, the white people had me back there, but the black women was doing nursing and stuff and knew I was back there pregnant. And they was working in the jail, and they knew about my case all over the United States. These black women that's in these covens, that's under these white covens. And the black woman was like, basically telling me that they had denounced Jesus Christ. They were coming in the spirit. They were telling me they denounced Jesus Christ. They were telling me that they denounced Jehovah. And they was telling me that they worship the white people in order to live on the land. That's really how African Americans was able to live in the United States this long without being murdered and tortured and things like that. So that's why we here in this country. Ain't no damn all black people overcome this, all black people overcome that. No, you're worshiping the white people to keep your life. Because if you start worshiping them and worship your God, we're going to have to fight their motherfucking ass to the death. And that's the truth. And that's why my people is fighting me and setting me up, because they don't want to die. They don't want to fight. They don't want to be uprooted from the comfort of America. We don't got nowhere else to go. How you going to fight? Where you going to go? Who willing to die? Who willing to get shot up and killed fighting these motherfuckers back for the shit that they doing to us? Nobody. I don't even want to go through that. But you got my little boy and you got my little baby suffering. So at the end of the day, you know I got the baby in me, so you want me dead. That's what you want. And you're not gonna lie and say I'm crazy. They was trying to they wanted to have me pregnant, screaming with a dead baby in me, trying to say I'm a mental patient with my legs chained to a bed and my hands chained to a bed, knowing why I really was screaming. So that's why I say I can't with my people right now. I just can't. And the black women was basically trying to like get in my body and screaming like, Andrea, please don't tell, like, cause they wanted me to be down with them because they let these white people possess their body, like with demonic possession. Like if you ever seen the movie Get Out, so they've been denouncing the Holy Spirit of Jesus Christ and then allowing these satanic devils to come into their temple, and denouncing the spirit of the Most High. And then the black man was telling me oh, they were like, this what the black man said. They were like, oh, you nappy head nigga. This white women so much better than you. They were like, oh, this white women country. They were like, oh, we heard you tried to escape. Cause they were trying to murder me back there. So one day I ran, like, I came out of my cell for some air cause I couldn't breathe. And then, like, I ran. Like, I tried to run I was like, fuck it, they're trying to murder me in here. And that's illegal. So if I make it out the fucking jail, then I'm better off outside of this place. Even if I have to run up out this bitch. So I ran. And like it was like maybe 6 to 10 guards that jumped on my body and dragged me back into the cell. And the man got on top of me and put a knee on my neck. And my stomach was onto the ground and I'm pregnant. And I said to the man, I said, don't you shoot me. Do not murder me. And I said it very loud so the other inmate that were back there could hear. And then they moved the other inmates from back there and had me back there bringing me all these fucking funky ass trays and shit. But they wouldn't give me enough for my pregnancy and they was tampering with the food. So anyway, let me go back to what I was saying about what's good. I'm sorry, I have to come and move. Like, I don't like people coming around me. The man come sit right across from me. Like, I don't like no one coming next to me. Like, I don't. Cause I should, if you're not standing with me, like Andrea pregnant and I standing right here on camera with her saying that y'all need to do something about this bullshit, then I don't want you around. I want to get as far away from people as possible. So anyway, what was I saying? So the black men were like, oh, we worship these white women. They said this white people country. They were like, you look at these white people let you live in this country. If that's how you really feel, then will you please hold up a sign at the Black Right Movement and say this white people country, we look at these white people let us live in their country, and then say, oh, tell all the young black girl out there, tell your daughters, tell your wives, tell everybody the truth about how you feel, and tell them, oh, white women are more beautiful than you guys and we'll kill y'all for them. That's what they told me. That's what they come in the spirit. That's what these Freemason black men come in the spirit and tell me. They say, when the 10 guard jumped on me, that's the part he come over there. The 10 guards jumped on me and I said, don't you murder me. And they said, and they got off of me, they moved all the other girls from back there, and the Freemason men were coming and doing witchcraft so hard on me that they could walk through the door and come in the cell in the spirit and be right there in the room with me, high power Freemason warlock wizard. And he in there trying to say he Jehovah, trying to say he Jesus Christ, and that he was condemning me for shooting Austin. And the real God came in the cell, and then he was like, the real God cast him out, and the real God jumped in my body. And when the real God jumped in my body, he said, he prayed over me in like ancient language, some sort of language. He took my hand, prayed over, my wound started moving again. And my skin turned back to the color that it was, because I told y'all they had drugged me to where I passed out. And my skin was like purple vein all in my skin to like when you see a dead person. And the Most High prayed over me and my skin turned back to the golden brown complexion. And I was like, when I first woke up and I look at my skin, I was like, what they do to me? When I look out at the world, it like I was a ghost. And it was like no one could hear me. It like I was moving in the spirit. It like I was dead. And so when God come on my body and start to pray, and my skin turning back to the color as he praying over it and moving my hand down, then he go down to my wound, and he pray over my wound, and my wound start to move. And I in there starving, like, you motherfucker telling me I'm not fucking pregnant, and I'm coming in here saying that I'm pregnant, and y'all drugging me, y'all doing all kind of shit because they were trying to let this white man get away with hurting me because a white man got hurt. A white man got hurt. All the black people that y'all done had to fucking bury for nothing. Black person not even doing shit. Black man not even doing shit and y'all kill him. Black child not doing nothing and y'all kill him. Black woman not doing nothing and you kill her. And then try to justify it. A white man attacking me, I'm pregnant, he attacking my baby, I shot him. And you trying to murder me in the back of the fucking jet. Because a white man got hurt. God said Austin is lucky Andrea did not kill him. And now I see why God said that, because see, these white people are so quick to kill a black man for nothing. They so quick to kill a black woman for nothing at all. But a white man got shot because he attacking a woman? He lucky I did not kill him. That's what God said. Because if I would have killed him, it would have been in self-defense of my baby boy. It's not like I would have been like one of them police that could be like, I don't know why I shot him. He wasn't doing nothing but walking down the street with a bag of Skittles in his hand. No, the motherfucker was chasing me from my house, attacking me. But because he white, people want to feel like, oh, you can't hurt a white person. I'm not scared to hurt no white person. And I'm not scared of none of them hurting me. Because at this point, I'm not afraid. And I'm letting y'all know what time it is with my people, with why they doing what they doing. And so they trying to murder me because Judge Tracy Gilbert gave my son to Austin after he was attacking us. Judge Tracy Gilbert, and he got shot. Why would you give my child to somebody who got shot for hurting somebody else? You are a stupid ass judge. You are fucking retarded. And even when Austin came in handcuffs for attacking another woman, Judge Tracy Gilbert was like, what are you doing in jail? I thought I just gave you custody of the little boy. Duh, stupido. I told your ass not to give him custody of the baby because he was a danger to the child. And all the evidence was there, but he was trying to be racist. And he was trying to give him custody because they was white. And they need to try to protect white people reputation. If you go look at most of the pedophiles and murderers that they have now that's being arrested, most of them are white. I'm talking about they have a long list of crimes that these people done did and still didn't want to charge their ass, but ended up having to do it. You see a lot, then you see them trying to hurry up and throw every black person in jail to try to make the numbers still be even, so they can try to say, oh, well, it's more blacks in jail than whites, so the black people are the most criminals in the city. No, that's not what it is. And so, you know, like, I feel for my people, but my people is wrong. You know what I'm saying? You see, I speak the truth about what black people don't go through, but my people is wrong. Black people is wrong. And so the lady, the black people was showing me that was basically like, that's why everybody was looking at me funny, like, Andrea, this is why when you came home saying that white people was doing stuff to you, that they was firing you for no reason, or, you know, this is why we do everything that we do to try to, like, be like them, because we worshiping them, and we not worshiping Jehovah. That's why they was targeting you in your house. You know, that's why they was trying to get you to turn for the Most High God, because these white people got something to do with Satan. They got something, and I told you Satan is white, so I really don't know exactly where the white race come from, but I know these black people is lying when they keep saying, oh, they just Edomites and all of that shit. No, stop fucking lying, because if you can't tell the truth about Satan, if you can't tell the truth, if a black man as a pastor or a minister or a deacon, if you cannot open up your mouth and tell the truth, man, the devil is white. Satan came to me, he white. The devil came to me, he white. If you can't tell the truth about that, then everything else that come out your mouth is going to be a goddamn lie. And I have yet to hear the Israelite Brotherhood just really come out and say that they done seen the devil and that he white. So that just let me know y'all going right along with the status quo. You know, ain't none of y'all reached out to me and messaged me. Ain't none of these fraudulent ass Israelite Brotherhood. That's why God was showing me people from overseas. And see, I'm glad he did, because see, the people from overseas, they the ones who we came from. They ripped us from lands, man. And they know the abuse that we've been through here. Black people in America is being sexually abused. First of all, let me get into y'all know that girl, Her. I was listening to her voice, and I was like, she got such an amazing voice. And I looked at some of her performances, and she performing in front of a crowd full of white people. Crowds full of white people. And you know, one thing I say is nothing is wrong with success.